Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
So, last week we were on. We came on for about 10 minutes or so, explaining what we were coming to do for the next upcoming month. Unfortunately, it didn't go through. So we were just live and nothing really uploaded. So briefly, what's happening is we're going to be having a camp, right?
Summer camp.
Sports camp. Chris is going to be taking care of that. It's from July 4th to July 8th and July 11th to July 15th. Also want to point out, next week I'll be hosting a general well-being seminar, 7:30 to 9:30 on June 23rd. $20, and you guys get refreshments and a few snacks. If you guys have any questions, obviously that day would be perfect to ask me. What else we're gonna be doing? We're gonna be also doing a open house kickboxing kind of like group style. Further details are gonna be coming. Just giving you guys a heads up. What else we got?
We talked about possibly doing a retreat.
Yes, that's the most. That was one of the most important ones. So
Good thing I remembered it.
Yeah. I was gonna put it in the newsletter anyway. So yeah. We're looking to do a retreat, 3-4 day retreat. We're gonna look at what we could do in terms of planning it properly, meditation, yoga, maybe a little cooking session, healthy session, whatever it is.
In nature.
In nature, yeah. We're looking to get out of the city as much as possible because that's where all the beauty and the vibrations are, right? So we're all frequencies, and that's where everything is.
Wow.
So today we're gonna finish off with the organs, the digestive organs and whatnot, with the kidneys. Possibly one of the most, I wouldn't say the most important, but the most frequent issues are the kidneys these days. Why? Why do you think?
I don't know, but I do know that there's such thing as kidney stones.
And we're gonna go over that as well.
And there's the fact that you can live with one kidney, and some people remove the other one.
Yeah. But I was going more towards these days. Why kidneys always come up? Because everybody's stressed out of their minds and everybody has fear and doubt. Why? Because of the last 2 years that we've gone through. So that's one of the main reasons. But if we look at more in terms of what's going on biochemically and definition wise, right? So the kidneys actually hold, or they manage, regulate your pH of the body. So a lot of people that your urine pH is off all the time, chances are it's their kidneys.
Could you tell us what pH is?
I don't even know what the actual acronym is. It's pH, but basically it's the acidity levels of the body.
Okay.
So you got the lower the pH is, under 7, the more acidic you are. Neutral would be 6.5 to 7.5. And then above 7 is more alkaline, as we call, and that's what we want to be in, is more an alkaline state, neutral as much as possible, so that there's no bacteria that sets in.
So would you say that the smell of your urine, or is it more like the color of your urine?
Could be both. Depends. Mainly the color of urine, the more dark it is, the more dehydrated you are. So that's a good indication. You don't want your urine to be completely white either. That's not good. Hey, Andrew, you see him with the hands over there. You don't want to be completely.
Shout out to
white.
Andrew. Woo!
You don't want to be completely clear because that means you're not absorbing any nutrients either.
Interesting.
So that's one aspect you could think of. Your kidneys actually get rid of your, like we were saying with the detoxes, your liver gets rid of your heavy metals, and then flushes everything out to be liquid into the rest of the body, where your kidneys flush out the liquid toxicity and the rest of the waste out of the system, even the waste from your bloodstream as well, whatever's in the bloodstream, flushes it out. Your kidneys, so people feel tired most of the time, could also be because of lack of electrolytes. The lack of electrolytes, your electrolytes are your salts, your mineral salts, your magnesium, your sodium, potassium, and your calcium.
So you're saying if someone falls asleep, for example, around 3 o'clock during the day, like every day, for a nap, that's not good?
No. Well,
Interesting.
Since you're on that point with time, every organ has its own specific times, right? So between the hours of 5 and 7 is when your kidney should be at its peak. So when you're feeling exhausted during that time, it could be also the kidneys are too stressed out.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Tell me more about these times and organs.
Every organ has a 2-hour window. So a 2-hour window, I always use the 1 to 3 a.m., which is your liver. You have 3 to 5 a.m., which is your lungs. 5 to 7 is your large intestine. So whenever you're in those 2-hour window, it's when your body is at its optimal, its peak optimal. That's the organ should be doing its job. So we take the organ of the liver again, between the hours of 1 and 3, that's when you should be repairing and restoring your body, repairing the muscles, creating the hormones that you need. So this is why we say rest is very important, because that's when you actually build your muscles, you build your tendons, you build your tissues. And it's true because it's your liver that's regenerating your body. So people that are out there clubbing at night, torching their liver with the alcohol, not getting the restful sleep that they need, well, it just taxes your liver even more.
Would you say that they fall asleep because your body needs more energy than it's supposed to need while it does all this stuff?
Yeah. So it's not getting the right energy that it needs per se, right?
That's why you need to fall asleep, because the rest of that energy has to go there to
Exactly.
let's finish the job.
Pretty much.
Because you guys can't do nothing.
So when the best times to eat is between 12 and 1 o'clock, 1 and 2 o'clock max, between the hours of 1 and 3, that's when your small intestine digests. So a lot of people after lunch, they feel tired. Well, maybe it's a good indication that your small intestine didn't digest the foods properly either. So that's a good way of looking at it.
So you're saying like this is related to food comas.
That's what the food coma actually is. Yeah.
Interesting. Food comas actually have time based on the organs.
Well, I mean, you can have a food coma at any time of the day too, depending on
Right.
what you're eating and if you're not digesting it properly, right? But
let's
most
say
people-
somebody's just having a regular day
Yeah.
and they're feeling more sleepy
After
around
lunch.
3 o'clock. Now we know it's due to your
small intestine.
small intestine.
So the other aspect with the kidneys, they actually regulate your arterial pressure, so your blood pressure as well. So that's why a lot of people, when they have blood pressures or issues with blood pressures, is because of their imbalance of your minerals, your magnesium and your potassium. So a good way to help with your blood pressure is load up on magnesium, because most of the time you're deficient in magnesium than you are in potassium. But then again, get it checked out. The other thing,
Here.
The other thing is that your kidneys actually activate your vitamin D3, or your vitamin D in general, because you got D2 and D3. So it's very important that your kidneys are optimally functioning so that your D3 levels can be optimal as well. Remember, a vitamin D is not just a vitamin, it is actually considered as a hormone or a steroid as well. So it's very crucial, because every cell in the body needs vitamin D3. And this is why we need to be out in the sun as much as possible. And if you don't, you gotta load up on vitamin D3, because only the sun can give you the vitamin D3 that you need.
And not the Sunny D that's advertised to children.
Yeah, exactly. That's full of sugar.
It's full of sugar. And talking about electrolytes, Gatorade isn't really electrolytes.
Nope, it's full of sugar as well. And coloring.
And coloring.
So be careful with that as well.
Especially if it comes out of the other way in a different color.
Honestly, the best electrolyte you can have is water and salt. That's the best electrolyte you can have, because you're just replenishing your salt, provided that it's a good proper salt like Himalayan salt, right?
And
Sea
because
salt.
it's not going to taste as great as you would want it to.
Well, it actually should taste great. The thing is, and this is by experience most likely, if it doesn't taste great, it's because you actually are lacking in some of those minerals.
Interesting.
So it's very important that you increase your minerals content.
Himalaya.
The Himalayan salt.
That's the pink one, right?
The pink one, exactly.
Pink.
Yeah. So there's
Would you recommend it if you'd sold at Dollarama?
no.
Interesting.
I wouldn't trust that, guaranteed. So we can look at some nutrients maybe for the kidneys. I don't even have that, but the best nutrients you can have for the kidneys would be for there we go. Like I said, it would be potassium, magnesium, right? Your electrolytes, sodium, calcium, phosphorus is another one. Chlorine is a chloride, not chlorine. Chloride is another one.
Poison.
Chlorine. Vitamin C is very beneficial as well. N-acetylcysteine, we used to see this a lot for the liver, but it actually helps with the kidneys as well. A lot of adaptogens. So adaptogens are herbs for stress, such as ashwagandha, rhodiola, boswellia. So there's a whole bunch of herbs that are very beneficial for stress. And why am I touching on stress? Is because the kidneys and your adrenal glands are actually tightly related together. So whenever you're stressed out, your adrenal glands get tapped in, making both your kidneys and your adrenal glands overworking, and you just fatigue the body even more.
And let's be honest, stress is the #1 killer in the world.
Yeah, it's
It's the
becoming
leading reason for heart attacks and every other thing.
Yeah,
Every disease out there is related to stress at the end of the day.
pretty much.
So it's something to think about.
And the
Are
stress.
you
could
overly
also-
stressed?
Yeah, and the stress could also be the mental stress, right?
Mental, physical, emotional.
And here's a fun fact about your adrenal glands: men have twice the size of adrenal glands than women. So all you super ladies out there, slow down. And this is why a lot of people develop autoimmune diseases, Hashimoto's, which is a part of the thyroid, because your cortisol is so high that it taps into other systems like your cortisol, your thyroid. So it demands on other systems of your metabolism to start producing when it doesn't need to or shouldn't need to. And then you develop leaky gut, a whole bunch of other stuff. Your stress gets worse. And so, ladies, slow down. Let the men do the men's job. The women do the women's job. You guys we're all equal as one. No one better than the other. We all have the same say. We are all human. But don't forget, there's always that balance between the yin and yang. So you got to create that proper balance.
And before we get canceled by PC, what he's trying to say is, biologically speaking, men have the biology to handle more stress.
Exactly. They should be. Exactly.
And no hard feelings towards women, but the level of stress when it comes to work in the way of physical, would you say?
Physical, even mental sometimes. Nowadays, women are, I say women, but guys do that too, and I'm one of them, but they're overthinkers all the time, right? So you're over mentally stressing yourself. Multitasking non-stop. So that's an indication too. So yeah, just understand that you gotta slow it down a bit. If not, start sleeping better, start supplementing better. A good
Work-life balance is the key.
Exactly. Another great tip you could use is if you feel like you can't digest your water properly, or you feel like you're always drained out, you feel like you have dark circles under your eyes. Typically, that's because the kidneys. If you can't digest your water, it's because you're probably in a survival mode method.
And when you say you can't digest your water, that's when you realize in your pee that it's...
No, actually, good point. You're not digesting your water because you're basically not absorbing your water properly. Where most people just don't like water, they don't want water, they don't feel thirsty, which 85% of the body is water. So we need water on a constant. So when you don't like it,
You
there's
say
something wrong.
70%.
A lot of it's more like 85. A lot of studies differ, but you got to go from like 70 to 85 there. What you guys could do is before going to bed, or when you're in bed, the last thing you do, and you don't get up afterwards, is you lie flat on your back. You drink 4 ounces of water. You can do it with a straw, and then you just lay there on your back and then you fall asleep pretty much. And what that does is it allows your kidneys to rebalance its energies. So basically what happens is it creates a different process where the water enters the cells differently. It's like that osmosis process. So instead of standing up drinking or sitting down drinking, gravity pulls it down. This way, when you're flat, the water just gets absorbed differently from the cells, and it floats or keeps the wow, this is weird. I feel all kinds of energy. Sorry. It keeps your kidneys basically floated in the water, and it rises the kidneys so it doesn't just lay flat, and it kind of rebalances the energies. That's the whole point of it.
And drinking water before sleeping does help with remembering dreams.
That too, yes.
There's a lot of benefits to drinking water before you go to bed.
Yeah. just don't drink a whole pint of water before bed, standing up, because then you just wake up during the night.
Interesting.
Speaking of waking up during the night, if you do wake up during the night drinking those 4 ounces of water, give it 3-4 days because your body just has to adjust to the new changes. Okay. Now, when we look at emotions, like we were saying, fear and doubt is a lot related to the kidneys. So when you're fearing things, you're actually putting a lot of stress on your kidneys and your adrenal glands. A lot of people aren't confident because they fear things. A lot of people just doubt themselves and they're lacking confidence. So a good indication to help with your kidneys emotionally, start actually believing in yourself. Start putting yourselves first and saying, I can do something. Always start changing how you word your phrases. The last 2 words of everything you say, of every sentence, creates the spell in your mind. Spelling is a spell, right? So the last 2, for example, if someone just keeps saying, I always have bad luck, your brain is going to retain bad luck. And you're always going to have bad luck. Whereas, I always have a beautiful day. Well, today's going to be a beautiful day. Tomorrow's going to be a beautiful day.
Words are sorcery.
100%.
Keep that in mind.
Yeah. The more you practice it, the more you tell yourself, the more that your brain can acknowledge it and get better, and you always stay in a high vibrational state. And that's the whole purpose of where we're here for, right? Again, everything is vibration and frequency. That's what we want.
And it all connects to your organs at the end of the day. And that's the point of the series that we made based on organs and the reality that these organs matter. They're obviously functioning inside you, but what's causing them not to function properly? And so now you got videos.
That's all I have to say about kidneys, to keep it plain and simple.
It's been a good.
Yeah.
Good.
So you guys, again, you have any questions, give us an email, send us a text or email, write us up.
And again, June 23rd, you can go in person here at Cabales and ask him questions to his face.
Yeah. What man? But yeah. So enjoy the weekend. Enjoy the Grand Prix. You guys, happy Father's Day to everybody as well. Tomorrow's Father's Day, so happy Father's Day.
No cancel culture this time, please.
That was last year with Pippi the Pew.
Yeah, something stupid like that. Yeah, this is very, very, very dumb.
We got some upcoming podcasts that are pretty cool. Chris lined up a few suggestions. So.
Yeah, we're going to do a whole series on social concepts. And we're going to look at it on a basis of how you can see it yourself. And really, for example, as a CPR instructor, when you walk into a situation, you got to analyze the room. That's the take we're going to take. We're going to talk about a topic. We're going to take a step back and be like, okay, let's analyze the situation. We're going to have a lot of fun.
Enjoy. I'm waiting for that.
Yeah, he's going to enjoy it too.
Yeah.
He's going to be like, ah!
All right, guys. So enjoy the weekend.
We care.
Have a good one. We care.